iDiski Times, now available in stores around the country for only R3.50.
iDiskiTV powered by World Sports Betting. So it's that time of the year where we are about to embark on a new journey, new season. Next week, we shall then say season 2021-2022. In this video, we'll talk about the teams that Tso Vilakazi thinks are strong coming into the season. Maybe I'll get some prediction as well in terms of who he thinks is in the strongest position to win the league. That could change maybe in 2 months. He can change his mind in 6 months, but maybe just as a gut feeling what he thinks at this point, because we're about to start the season as well. Maybe we'll talk about the relegation battle, who he thinks is going to be at the bottom. We've already spoken off air as well, who he thinks is going to be straight relegated, because there are some teams that are making some questionable decisions as well. So we've seen a lot of movement, players like Katsande joining Sikukune. We've seen SuperSport United as well, getting Keagan Hunt #1, and then getting some players to bolster his squad. And then we saw Kaizer Chiefs making a bold statement about what they want to do next season with Keagan Dolly and everyone else. Orlando Pirates, it's been low-key, but there's Kwanda Munyama. Sundowns, low-key as well, but they got Pavel Safranco, Kotumela as well. Maybe let's start with the bottom teams. What has been your impression on some of the teams, or SuperSport United, but the regulars at the bottom, and then the newbies as well, Sikukune, and who do you think is going to form maybe a bottom 3 teams? Ngokubona kwakho signings zabo.
Enkulu kokuqala ngibulise wena
Yes,
mfethu,
sir.
ngibulise Justice,
Easy.
ngibulise Drake,
Easy.
ngibulise Junior, ngibulise namakhaya ukuthi icane support enjalo iDiskiTV. Ubeka njengoba injalo ngichike futhi, and we're looking forward for a new season. Nkuleko, you know, our signings, sometimes I think we're getting confused. Magwenzu ama signings. When you do signings, it means you add from what you've got. Especially we call your team. That's one thing that I believe when you sign based on okay, I've got this core, but now if you're gonna go for more than 10 players, then it means you don't have a team actually. I'm worried in Sikukune. They've signed a lot of players. They've released 18 players. I'm worried in Abo because if you release 18 players, it's almost the whole team.
It is the whole team that got them promoted.
Then angazi wena Nkuleko ukuthi iplan yabo injani. And again, you need to look at the players that you're signing. If I sign Katsande has been a seasoned player for Chiefs. He's been doing well. You are sure that you're talking about somebody that was playing season in, season out. It means the confidence, the fitness, the readiness of him is there. He's going to deliver for you. But now if you're going to sign somebody that was not playing regularly at Timini, and then normally and you want that person to save you, there's questions. How do you know that that person can really carry the team? Because where he comes from, he couldn't carry that team. So I'm worried about my signings into his Kukune, but you know we always wish all the teams the best. Yeah. But I'm worried about. I think I doubt Guti. I don't see them good to
Cheaper and Keagan Hunt and some of his signings.
One thing about Keagan Hunt that I would say people backpack. When you give Keagan Hunt all the power to run the team, it's gonna give the results. But if you give Keagan Hunt a coaching job to coach, and then as the management you do all the things, then you're gonna have problems. So Keagan Hunt, the record says when we go back, SuperSport, they allow him to do our contracts, to get players, to build a team. They allowed him. No one was interfering. No one was telling him sign this player, or the team has signed so and so. Then the coach he was gonna welcome that player, of which it's a no-no. So I think Yinde maybe means a good fail with Chiefs because You know, big teams, you know, some, you know, yajelo ukuthi uban. But the record ka Gavin Nagovets, it did the very same thing. Nagovets, they gave him all the power to say, this is your team. You can negotiate, you can do whatever. This is a budget, a scenario like teaming. So when the team gives you a budget, Gavin knows how to work with that budget. And I see cheaper improving under Gavin Hunt, because you know he's a coach, especially with unknown players. He normally does well. He normally does well, and he surprised a lot of people to get those unnamed not big name players, unknown players, put them together and deliver. So I see cheaper improving the coming season.
Before you go to some other teams, I just want to paint the picture as well. This season or last season, there were teams like SuperSport United which struggled, teams like Stellenbosch which struggled. It just so happens that there were weaker teams that got relegated, like Black Leopards. But you could say that maybe even 4 teams deserved to be relegated. Now, as we wrap up this point, because I want to go to the top 3 as well, how you think the top 3 will form. Who are the top or the bottom 2 teams you think are definitely going to be lingering at the bottom? Do you include Baroka? Do you include Stellenbosch, or maybe Osikukune? Who are the teams, bottom 2 teams that you think are going to struggle?
One will be Sikukune. 2, I think Stellenbosch they'll struggle. I can also put him at respect. Looking at my players who that they left the team, I think those are the 3 teams that I think will be on the bottom. All right.
There's a picture that could form at the top of the table. It could be interesting this season. You know, in the top 3. Last season, the top 3 was Mamelodi Sundowns, Amazulu, and Orlando Pirates, and Golden Arrows. That was our top 4. The surprise being Amazulu. I always think of Cape Town City as a top 4 team, but they've had an off season last season. You always think of SuperSport as a top 4 team. They had an off season as well. Kaizer Chiefs, you have to put them there based on their signings. Maybe they could land at 5 or 4. Maybe you think differently. How do you think the top 3 will formulate? Do you think Sundowns are going to defend it? Do you think someone else is going to overtake Sundowns, considering that it's been 4 league titles in a row? 4.
Gulego, Sundowns, they will take it again, but there will be a challenge. It's not going to be easy than like last season. I think Amazulu are coming very strong. I don't know whether they can.
For next season?
You know why Bandegas? I think Upeni knows how to give confidence to the boys. So I think it's gonna give the very same confidence that he gave them last season, and to get them to position 2. And also they're gonna play Champions League, so it will play a part in terms of the confidence and getting that experience again. Gulego, you know, I'm disappointed in the SuperSport with the quality my players have in SuperSport, and it's one team that it's high time now that I will put pressure on them. They've got everything. They've got material. So it's up to them to do the right thing in terms of, I'll say, maybe the coach get the right combinations, and then the team comes back to challenge for the league, because SuperSport is one team that always be either number 2, if not winning, number 2 or number 3, number 2, number 3. But the couple of seasons, I don't see them, and I ask myself, good Ganjan, because they've got quality players, and if you look at the average age, it's around 28. So it means you've got players that they can take you further for the next 5 years. So yeah, but for me now. Okay,
let's put it this way: who is your top 3 next season? Consider that Orlando Pirates were number 3 as well. So you can't completely, because they are a top 3 side as well. So in your opinion, when you look at the horizon next season, what do you see in the top 3?
Guleo, I see Sundowns, Chiefs, Pirates. That's my top 3.
So number 2 being?
Number 2 can be Chiefs. I'm judging from the previous game. Derby Chiefs the Pirates. Oguti, if Pirates can lose against the Chiefs with the most of the new players abangele second half against the Pirates, and the Pirates, they had their best lineup. They've managed Uguti battle Chiefs with new players, so it tells you Uguti the whole bit that change. So that's why a team can be Sundowns, Chiefs, and Pirates.
Yeah, but for sure Sundowns for you at the top.
Definitely in Kulego, it's in their hands. Sundowns, they've got. Let me put it this way: Sundowns, they've got the trophy in their hands again. It's up to them whether they keep it or they give it away. Because of the quality that they've got, Sundowns. You know, when you look at other teams with PSL, they can't really match pound to pound those players. But it's up to them, as Sundowns, to say, we've got a trophy. Do we want to give it away or we want to keep it at home?
All right, so there you go. It's always interesting, of course, to predict how the season will end up. We'll find out. We'll find out if Chiefs, their performance, which was very bright, the last time was Umlilo Mapepa. We won't know until we know. It's very interesting, and I'm interested to see if it will continue and carry on. But of course, you can't discount SuperSport United, you can't discount Cape Town City, can't discount Swai Moroka Swallows, Swallows FC as well. So it's going to be an interesting one to see how that top 6 formulate. But it's very difficult to disagree with the Sundowns being champions if they've won it 4 times in a row. iDiskiTV Times or CEO.za, iDiskiTV on Facebook as well. We are sponsored by World Sports Betting. Thank you very much for watching us.